Oracle software from the Oracle Corporation. So now we have like a lot of versions. So currently, most of the people is working in 19C. So currently we have like 21C now in the market. So new release. See, now we have like a 19C and we have 21C as well. Okay. If you are using like operating system Linux, so based on that, which operating system is yours, is 32-bit or 64-bit. So anything you can choose from here. So we are using like 64-bit. I'm using like 64. Go to this thing. If you click this, it asks the username and password. So registered from your side. Okay, it asks the username and password. So create your Oracle account and download the software. And I will share that link with you once it done the class. Okay. Okay. So we get start from here. So usually I said yesterday, like we are going to work with this SQL command prompt, right? The earlier we are using this place, we are writing the code. Okay. Now here we have a lot of difficulties to maintain the code. Okay, so the user cannot able to write the things very clearly. The user cannot able. It's not like user friendly here to work in the command prompt. For that reason, the like the people, you know, if you are using like Facebook, the Facebook web application is having the messenger, right? In the web application, so if you want to chat with the people, so you have some difficulties to in the web. Okay, to overcome that, the Facebook people has introduced the Facebook Messenger. See why they are introducing, like to make the call, to make the message, anything, right? They simplified our work to get like more productivity or to use more user friendly, right? The same way, so Oracle people has introduced like third party softwares. So third party softwares like a SQL developer. So the SQL developer also you can download from your Oracle account only. Okay, SQL developer. Okay, so SQL developer for Windows. If you ask like in the search in the Oracle account or search in the Google and enter the Oracle credentials directly. Okay, so do this and download these two files and unzip that and keep in C drive in one of the folder. Okay, so I will let you know by tomorrow if it required, or I can share the video link. Okay, so do these things and I'm going to start with I already installed the Oracle and SQL Developer also. Okay, so this is my SQL Developer software. So SQL Developer no need to install anything like it like it has some application file, SQL Developer application file. If you double click that, you can able to use directly. Okay, so now I'm going to start with um, basic things on day one. Okay, so what we need to use. See, SQL stands for Structured Query Language. So if you want to interact with Oracle, the user wants to interact with Oracle. So we need to use the SQL. So SQL is the interface between you and the Oracle server. Okay, so it can be take the input from you and get the output from the system and give the results to you. Okay, so input output both operation can be happen using the SQL. Okay, in the Oracle, if you are doing anything that we can call it as a query, and if you are creating anything in the database like table, so we have like multiple objects, so that we can call it as a everything. See, hotel is an object, hostel is an object, office is an object. So how these things you are calling as a like elements or objects, right? In this way, if we are creating anything in the database, that we can call it as a object in the Oracle. Okay. See, in this Oracle, so treat like as a now we have only one database object, that is a table. Okay. We have a lot of database objects. For now, we can think like as a table is our database object. So table is the place where we can store that information in the database, right? So how to create the table and how to alter the table. So if you want to create the new database objects, we'll use the create command. If you want to do the existing table modifications, it may be, you build the house like a 5 by 5 length. So now it need to alter 6 by 6 length. So you need to increase your room size or decrease the size. Okay. Or if you want to destroy your house, use the drop command. And if you want to change the ownership or change the name from house 1 to house 2, so use the rename command for that. So this is what we discussed yesterday. So we are going to see the practical things for now. Okay. Data definition language. By using data definition language, we can define the database objects. So in the define itself is having the creation, destroy, alter, anything we have in that particular define. So if you want to collapse your house, you can think on mind and you can implement that. If you want to alter your house, you can define the things in your mind and you are going to implement on the real time. So real time in the sense in a house. Okay, so we can define the database objects by using the DDL because the DDL itself is having the creation. Okay, DDL changes the structure of the table, like creating a table, deleting a table, and altering the table. Okay, see all the commands of DDL are auto committed. That means it's permanently save the changes in the database. See, what are the things you are doing. See, you build your house now. So so you are not building your house on your dreams. So you are physically building your house as a physical component. So meaning that object will be present. You build a house today. So if you go like tomorrow, came back and if you see that place, the house won't be like disappear. It will be present, right? So the meaning, so whatever the things you made the changes yesterday, that will be present because it's a physical object. So you made it as a permanent like save. You no need to do like what we can say. See, if you have some your own car or something like, okay, the own car you can put in your house. You can no, that example won't suitable for that. See, there is some like two relations here you can treat like as a love marriage or arranged marriage or lover or wife relation. See, wife relation is the permanent relation. So if you are doing anything to her, that everything will be like she reserves for that. Everything, what are the things you are doing, she reserved for that. But lover may or may not reserve for that. See, your lover becoming see you all the people are accepted from both parties. So then you can marry her. Then she become like as a wife as a permanent thing, right? See, the lover relation may be becoming like a permanent, or maybe there is a chance to get cancel that relation also, right? See, the wife relation is treated like as a, you can think like DDL commands are equivalent to the wife. Everything can be auto committed. So you cannot able to, what are the things you are doing, that is a permanent fix or permanent things. Okay. See, here we have some of the command create. See, create command is used to create a new database objects in the database. So I mentioned here as a table. So for now, we can treat like as a create command is used to create the database tables. Okay, so table in the database. Okay, so this is the syntax we need to follow. Create table, table name, column name, data type, size. See, I said yesterday also we have in the Excel also, if we click on the if you click on the format cell option, if you click on the format cell option, see we have like different types of categories: general, number, date, text, special characters, custom, right? See in the number also you are seeing some decimals. So how many decimal you need to allow in this particular column or cell. So you can able to increase the size or decrease the size, that you are going to maintain here. The same way, Varakil also have the data types. So category wise, we decide some the caste of the values. See, now if you want to store the numerical values, we'll use the number type. We'll use number type. If you want to store the character values, we'll use either character data type or varchar2 data type. Both data types are related to the character only. Okay. Then we have the date data types. So date values where I need to store the only date. I will use the date data type for that. Okay. So we have other categories also. We'll see that things later. Right. For now, we have the column name. Okay. So treat like I say C1. I'm going to make like this simple statement for you. Okay, so there is some example already here. So we'll see. See, so create table name. So I mentioned the table name as a employee and the column name as a employee number, and the data type of that particular column is a number, and the size. See, size, I mentioned how many characters should be available in that particular employee number. See, the employee number now, you started the employee some organization newly, so there is no much employees in your organization. So you may mention like number of one. So if you mention like number of one, it allows 1 to 9 values, 1 to 9. So 1 to 9 in the sense 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 9. So because it is a single digit number, we have only 1 to 9 numbers, right? So if you have it exceeds the 9 members, so the hiring of HR is hired like more than 9 people now. Now you need to give uh, you need to give like 10 as an employee number, right? So in that case, so you cannot able to like drop the table and reinsert with all the nine member information. So for that reason only. So I said you can able to alter the table. So you can able to increase the size of this particular data type by using the alter command, simply alter command, right? I don't want to alter the table. So I can, HR is asked me to drop the table and reinsert every information. So drop the table and recreate with data type number of 2, simply number of 2. So both ways you can do anything. Okay. So now you can able to separate. So you can able to create multiple columns in the same table with comma separator. Employee number, data type, size, comma, column 2, data type, size, comma, column 3, data type, size. And so on, you can provide any number of columns. Okay. So now we'll create this table. I'm copying this. Now I'm pasting into. See, this is the SQL developer. If you open the SQL developer, it will open like this. Then you need to go with these connections and go to this plus symbol. Go to this plus symbol and provide the username. Okay, the username and password. Someone is saying something. And provide the username and password. So while installation time, you can provide some admin password and all those things. That password need to be remembered. If you forget also, we can able to reset that things ourselves. Okay, so no need to worry. So at least you need to remember the username and how to install that things I'm going to share. Please follow the steps and things. Okay. So now, so provide the details. So usually the connection name, you can provide your own name. So how you can remember this? This is the production server. This is the lower environment or development environment. So based on your idea, you can provide your name. Okay. Then username and password and and we have like a host name is a because I'm using like a. Okay. See, we are using like a host name is a local host here. So because we are using personal systems, right? So the personal systems. So we are using the personal system. That's the reason we are mentioning as a local host. In case if you are working on some project, so their organizations will use these servers. The server may have some IP address. That IP address you need to mention here. So if you go to the command prompt, if you mention like IP config, so you may get some IP address. The server is having some IP address like this. That IP address will make here. Okay. And I said, see, while installing the Oracle, it creates some default database. Okay. As a ORCL. So that it is a database. We can create our own database. If you are very much familiar with Oracle, so you don't need any demos. So you can create your own database and you can work for that. So usually organizations will create their own database. So if you are working some Access project, so they are mentioning like Access DB. If you are working some S-Bank credit project, so they are mentioning like YSDB. Okay, S-Bank DB. So they are mentioning their own database and they are going to use in this way. Okay, now you can connect here. Okay, so now it is connecting here. This is the place you need to work. See, most of the organization, 90% of the organizations using SQL Developer as a like a utility to work in the Oracle. So if you want to, anyone is working in the Oracle softwares, they are using mostly SQL Developer and PLSQL Developer Toad. We have three things to use. Okay. So Toad and SQL Developer are related to the Oracle Corporation. The PLSQL Developer is a third party software. Okay. Now I copied something from that, right? WordPad. I pasted here. Now I'm going to create the table employee. See, now the table has been created. If you create any database object, see if you are building house on your place, right? The house is registered in some place, where we are going to register your house in municipal office, right? The municipal office is having every house information in every house information in that municipal office, right? The same way, if you are creating any database objects in the database, all the objects information is capturing and storing in somewhere. That is the place. So let's start on user underscore objects. See, he will do the things. So what are the things you are performing? What are the things you are creating in the database? That all objects is capturing and storing in this place. So now we created employee, right? So search that information. I said, what are the things you created the table, but Oracle will treat as a table or any object also, any database objects that create object name for that. The object underscore name equals to employee. See, I am not mentioning like a table name equals to employee. I'm mentioning object name equals to employee. Now check here. See, the table is treating like as an object name as an employee. Object ID is this and database object ID. Object type. See, if you are creating the hotel, the object type is a hotel. If you are creating house, the object type is a house. If you are building hospital, object type is a hospital, right? And created time. So when you created that particular time, last DDL. So if you are doing any alterations, truncate out of these commands, if you are doing anything, right? So that particular time can be creation, alteration, drop, truncate, rename. If you are doing this out of 5 command, any one of that on that particular object, so it store that particular time in this particular place, last underscore DDL and timestamp. So at what time you did it, that you are going to get in this particular place. 1822. Now we have 1825. Okay. Then status is valid. So what are the objects you are created, right? That has been in valid state or invalid state that you are going to get in this place. Okay. Then temporary generated. So these are all not required for you. So now we need to remember some other thing in this place. Not in this, not in this. So you need to remember these all things. This will help you. So what is the table has recently updated? What is the table has recently use DDL statements? If you want to know that particular things, you will get some idea on this particular things. Okay. So now all the objects can be captured. See, India. So all the state information is having with the central, right? All the district information is having in the state level, right? So the meaning, so what I'm going to say here, so if you are creating all the object information is capturing and storing in this place, right? So the individual state information is maintaining the state government. The same way, so if you are creating the table information is capturing and storing in this place, user underscore tables. So user underscore tables is the place. It capture only the table information. See, table name, table name, table space name, and other things we have here. 1 minute. Okay, so table space name. See, if you are using like a computer, the computer is having RAM and a hard disk, right? The hard disk is the physical storage device. The hard disk is the physical storage device. So this having like 2 drives. So out of 500 GB, it occupied with 200 GB here and 300 here. So this is the physical storage device. And in this physical storage device, for audio you make some folder, video you make some folder. So Oracle videos you made some other folder, right? The same way, this we can call it as a so you build some internal folders or subfolders. So in the same way, you will create user underscore tables. See, in hard disk, you will make some DB files and it creates some logical space where you need to keep that particular table information. Where you will keep the table data. See, if you are storing some Excel file, if you are storing some this folder, so this folder is having like how much space? 642 KB information. It having like 10 files. So it occupying some space to store these particular files, right? So that space you can call it as a logical space or table space. Table space. See, in the particular hard disk, so you are going to make some table space to store the logical data. So the files can be stored in the hard disk and data also will use in this way. Okay, will use in this way. See, table name, table space name. So in the same way, you can check like where it's stored. So where it stored, employee table are stored in the system table space, in the system table space. Okay, so where this system has created, And this logical space has been created on which folder, that you need to know. So user underscore, or you can mention user underscore table spaces. So user underscore table spaces is having system sysx. So undo temp users. So we have like multiple table space. So where it has been created, this particular thing that you are not able to see in this place. So you need to go and user, so db underscore data files, dba underscore data files. Okay. See, this is a system table space. So where this particular information is getting created, whatever the information you are entering into the table. So if you are storing some Excel data here, this information is capturing and storing in some place, right? So that file is storing in somewhere. So that information is storing in DB file, system01 DB file. In this file, you are storing the information. In this file, you are storing the information. Okay. So now system01. See where it is storing in C colon Oracle 21C Ora data. So copy this and search this file is really present in this or not. See system01. If you are inserting the data into this, the file size can be increased. The file size can be increased here. The file size can be increased. So this is the table space. Table space is the logical space where you are keeping the data in the database. Okay. So where you are keeping the data in the database. Okay. Now, so what are the places we are storing in the database? If you create the table can be stored in user underscore objects. The table information is stored in user underscore tables as well. Okay. And in user underscore tables, so we have some other option. Segment. See, segment created. Segment created. Yes. Segment created is in the sense, if you are creating any database object, that object is occupying any space in the database. So that object occupying any space, that you can call it as a, that object can be create the segment as a Y or S. Any object is occupying space in the database, that particular object, the segment creation can be shown as a S. Shown as a S. Okay. This is also you need to remember. And you may see some other option like logging. Logging yes or no something. So you may see that option. So you people can go and check other options. Logging like that, we have some other option. Okay. See, logging yes. So logging meaning. So if you are doing anything in the database, everything can be tracked by see the human is doing. So in Earth, everything can be tracked by the Chitragupta. So if you are watching like Ermagola, Emalila, something movies, so there is some Chitragupta is noted down everything like. What the human is performing, everything can be captured and stored in that particular place, right? The same way, if you are doing anything in the database, Oracle will maintain the log for that. Oracle will maintain the log for that. So if you are doing some unnecessary things, so that may or may not help the organization in such place. So you can ask the Oracle to no need to maintain for this particular object log information. If you mention like no logging, it will show like as a no. Right? I am going to make simply no logging. So employee one. I am creating another table, employee one with no logging option. So now you may check these two things. If you are doing anything on the employee one table, so Oracle won't be consider you as an object. So it forget what are the things you can do. I don't care about you. See, logging S for the first one and second one for the no. If you are doing anything on the table, if you are doing altering or dropping, or if you are inserting something on the table, so that information I'm not going to maintain in a Oracle log table. Okay. See, now we created this table and I said, now we have the number of 10 here. Describe this table. Describe employee. And now I created this table. I forgot to add salary column in this table, right? I forgot to add salary column on this table. So we can alter the table simply. Alter table, table name, employee, add. So you are adding. So you build your house like 2 BHK. Now you need to make like another room for that 2 BHK. Now you need to become like a 3 BHK, right? So now I'm adding some salary column as a number, right? Alter table, table name, add column name, data type, size also you need to mention. Now see, now alter the table and describe the table again. So earlier we have 4 columns. We added one more column here. Really added or not? Check here. Now it added like a column. And see, this is your previous table. After adding the table, like adding one more column, and the column is added in the last of the table, right? So now I don't want to add this column. By mistakenly, I added this column, right? So now I want to drop this column. I want to drop this column. So drop. No need to mention while dropping that, you no need to mention the data type and size. See, if you are earning something, you need to give the answer for the IT people. While spending that, you no need to give any you no need to give any information to the IT people, even if they ask. So if you are earning something into your account, if you are getting amount into your account, that need to be answerable. After getting amount into your account, if you are spending something in somewhere, you no need to give any answer for them. The same way, so while creating that, you need to mention the data type and size. While dropping that, you no need to mention that particular thing. Now you drop this. Describe the table. See, earlier we have the sal column. Now we don't have that particular column. So, right now you added the column and you drop that column, right? Now I'm adding this column again and I'm describing it and I am you may increase the size of the data type or you may decrease the size of the data type. See, email, no one will keep like 100 characters of email. So I want to decrease the size of that like 40 characters or 30 characters, something like. So alter table employee modify. I'm doing the modification. I'm not doing any addition or drop. So I'm like doing the modification of my table. So employee modify email. So care of 30. I'm doing this. What happened? So alter table name, modify. Spelling is mistake. Now see, my table has been altered. Right now I'm able to decrease the size or increase the size as well. I can able to increase the size as well. But in case if you have the data in this table, in case if you have data in this table insert into employee. So I'm inserting the data into email column. So email values. So Shiva at gmail.com. See, now I inserted the data into this particular table. So I will explain about insert statement. Okay. So now I said like, so we are using, if you want to know the data, what the data you inserted in table, we have only one command as a retrieval command as select statement. Now see, you haven't provided any employee information, name, but you inserted as a Gmail, right? Now I committed. Now I committed. Now I am trying to decrease the size to 30. See, cannot decrease the column length because some value is too big. See, if the table is having like data, you cannot able to decrease the size. You cannot able to decrease the size. If the house, see now you have some house in the particular house, we have 5 people comfortable to stay in that particular house. So if you are shifting the house from old house to new house, if that particular new house capacity should be same or more on that particular house, then only you can able to store or stay the people in that particular house. In case if you are doing like a 4 people, sorry, less than that particular old house, right? In such case, you don't have option to stay that people in the new house, right? It gives the error for you. So that's what cannot decrease the column length because some value is too big. So if you are trying to stay the people, 5 people in the four-bed house, you cannot able to stay that. So that is what this is mentioning here. Okay. So then you can able to add the column and you can able to drop the column or you can able to increase the size or decrease the size or you can able to change the data type, change the data type. So now I don't want to use like a email, right? Now we are using email. So the employee number, so now it is showing like as a number. I need to make it as a employee number. I need to make it as a char. Now I alter the table. I'm able to alter. But if you have the data in this particular employee number, so now you cannot able to add. You cannot able to change the data type for that particular column. Okay. See now I am trying to employee number and I'm giving a value as a 1, 2, 3. Right? Now I'm doing the modification of employee number char of 32, number of 30. See, column to be modified must be empty to change the data type. So if the column is having the data, you cannot able to change the data type of that particular thing. Column to be modified must be empty to change the data type. To change the data type. Got it right? If you don't have the data on this particular table, then you can able to do the modification or change of the data type of the column. Okay. Now we learn about create command and alter command, right? Now we are going to see the destroy command. Destroy. So drop. So table name, drop table name, employee. Okay. See, if you drop the table, see for my system, it is not enabled. See now I'm creating some file on my machine, right? See I'm clearing my empty recycle bin. Okay, so my recycle bin does not have any file. right? I'm deleting the file from my desktop. I'm deleting the file from my desktop. See, if I deleted the file from my desktop, the file is getting stored in a recycle bin, right? The same way, if you drop the table, that file can be stored in a recycle bin here. So, recycle bin. So actually it is not showing in my mission for now. So we need to enable some option for that. Okay. So you remember these two things. If you drop the table, that table can be stored in a user underscore recycle bin. Okay. You may check in some other place. One sec. Okay. Now I'm dropping my table. Drop table E. And I'm checking the value in recycle bin. See, now I'm seeing that option in this particular user. So we need to enable the recycle bin option for this particular system user. So XDB user, see this already enabled for this particular user. So if you are dropping this, it is storing in it is storing in recycle bin. So how you are restoring this from your recycle bin? So this is your recycle bin, and you have the option to restore here, right? Now the same file is came back to your desktop. The same way you can able to restore your table by using the flashback command. So flashback table, table name E, flashback table name 2 before drop. Now the table has been flashback successfully. Check in recycle bin now. There is no file here. And try to describe your table DSCE. See now, see, it is a number data type, it is having. Now, if you drop this table again, describe this table. It is showing object not found. Object does not exist. Object E does not exist, right? See, flashback is the option to restore the table from the recycle bin. And you have option to delete, permanent delete, right? If you use like shift delete from your desktop, the file, are you sure you want to delete permanently? Sorry, are you sure you want to permanently delete this file? Yes. It won't be present in recycle bin, right? The same way, if you want to delete this table as a permanently, use purge command for this, purge, right? So now check in recycle bin. The option is present, sorry, the table is present in recycle bin. I flash back and describe EE table. Now it is present in the table. I'm deleting the same table with purge command. With purge command. Now see, my table has been dropped. Check in recycle bin now. See, the recycle bin does not exist because the purge command is delete permanently that object in the database. Okay. Now, so if you use the flashback also, there is no use. Object not in recycle bin, you cannot able to use flashback. Okay. So now we learn with the delete command, alter command, and as well as the um, uh, three commands only, right? Now I'm going to show you the rename option. See, I mentioned like a table name as a E. See, client is saying, see, what is email? So the table name is not looking good, or table name is not looking good for me. So try to change the table name. Select start from E. Yeah, table is present. It is showing. I'm inserting some data into this. Insert into E values. So values, I'm inserting in one. So I inserted some data into E table. So it is showing like a 110, two values I inserted. Okay. Now I need to change the name of the employee table. So use the rename command for that. Rename with the old object name to new object name. So EMP sequence number. Okay. So now see, trying to select with the old name. So you sell your house, you are in trouble and you put the sale of your house. The sale has been done and you change the ownership. So with your name to the buyer name, right? And by mistakenly you try to, Arey, this is my house. You are saying something to someone in such place. Arey, what man? This is not your house now. This house is belonging to some X person or Y person. Someone, your friend is saying something like that. The same way. So you sell your house and you are trying to retrieve the data with old name. It gives the error. Table or view does not exist. Does not exist. Now try to select the data with the new name. New name. We will get the data from this. Right? So now we'll learn with the creation, alteration, drop, rename. So rename syntax, rename old table name to old object name to the new object name. That may be table, view, or any other database objects. Okay. So so now tomorrow we are going to see these remaining things. Okay. So now truncate command we have. The truncate command will help us to delete the whole table data at a time from the table. So truncate table name. It delete the whole table data from your table. Okay? There is no data on your table, right? So truncate will help us to delete whole table information at a time, or in single run. If you want to delete whole table data from the table, we'll use the truncate command for that, right? So what are the things you are doing, like create, alter, drop, anything? So it's a permanent. So the meaning. Now I'm inserting the data here. Now I'm inserting the data into EMP sequence. Now the data is inserted. Now I'm verifying the data into EMP sequence. It is showing. So we are able to see this particular data, right? You are able to see this particular data. Now I'm trying to select in another session. See XTB. You are able to see the data in this particular session, but the data is not present in another session, right? But you are able to see, you created the table in this particular screen and you are able to see that particular table information in another session as well, because that information has been stored permanently in the database. But you inserted the data, the insertion is not the permanent thing. You need to verify and see. Now you are able to see this information in this screen. And if you use the commit option here, commit, see, commit has been completed. So commit in the sense saving the information. Whatever the things you did till now, that information is storing in the database, right? You can use this command commit, or you can use this green symbol where I selected here. So the tick symbol we have in this place. Okay. Or F11 also you can use. Okay. Now I used it and try to select the data in this place. Now I am able to see. So my lover is now as a wife. So now I agree to like both parties are agreed to marry her. So my relation has made as a permanent relation. That's the reason I'm able to see the information in the EMP sequence, right? So this is the like information you can observe, like DDL statements are permanent saving option or auto committed option. Commit will help us to save the transactions. Okay, so if we are using the any of these DDL statements, it automatically save that particular information because it's a auto committed commands, and the DML commands are non-auto committed commands. Non-auto committed commands. Okay, so till now we done with this.